Morning, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to Mishna in the Morning. Today's learning is dedicated in memory of Leah bas Feivel, Tzivia bas Mordechai, Avram ben David Slavin, Shlomo ben Yisrael Morris, Eliezer ben Shmuel Teret, Eliezer Shalom ben Avram Shmuel Beres, and Tzipora Fegela bas Reuven Baruch, Shalom ben Eliyahu Lee, Marta bas Meir, Yanit bat Chabibas David, Avram ben Mordechai HaKohen, Basha bas David Edelson, Michal ben Shmuel Graba, Malka bas Chaim Shapiro, Aaron Moshe ben Zuzel, Jane bas Mordechai, Pesach Lei ben Chaim Tzvi, Chaim ben Yosef, and from Rosh Hashanah bas Yaakov Yisrael. We wish each and every one of their respective families long life and only simchas and good things in the years ahead. Morning, everyone. We are trying the StreamYard. I do hope that everyone is able to see me, and I hope that we will be able to learn today Mishnah Daled. So let's just go through and remind ourselves as to the story so far. So we are in the 10th chapter as we head towards the end of Sanhedrin. As the late Rav Bernstein says, it's long but not long-winded. And the 10th chapter, we said, discussed initially about the fact that every Jewish person has the opportunity and the privilege to have a place in the next world. We then went on to discuss about certain generations that didn't deserve, that by dint of their behavior, they forfeited their right to the next world. For example, the generation of the flood, the generation of the dispersion, right, which when they built the Tower of Babel. Now we move on to discuss something that we have touched on before in the previous chapter, and that is Anshe Ir Hanidachas. So if you have, the Mishnah says, a city where the people, the Jews there, have become idolaters. So we know that one of the cardinal sins in the Torah is that you're not allowed to be a idolater. Okay, you're meant to give up your life rather than worship idols. And here we see that these Jewish people have set themselves up and established a whole city with idolatry. So those people that do that, they forfeit their place in the world to come. Idolatry, right, which of course stands in the face and is an affront and undermines the Almighty in this world, right? We believe that the Almighty, there is one God, that He is one, right? So there cannot be we cannot attribute any other power to any other forces. So idolatry cannot be tolerated in any shape or form. And they are not killed unless the people that, so we're dealing here where you've got a city of idolaters. It doesn't mean every single one. If the majority of people in that city are idolaters, then that city would be deemed a city of idolatry. And that would only be if those that are the ringleaders, those which are, persuading people to worship idols, if they're actually from that city. But if they're not from that city, but they've just come from another place, then they are not. That does not make the city into a city of idolatry, of Ihanidachas. If women or minors were involved and they were the ringleaders, or if alternatively it was only a minority that were persuading others to carry out idolatry, or they did the idolatry somewhere else, right? So therefore, those which carry out idolatry are considered to be individuals that are worshipping, and therefore it doesn't catch in the net of the whole place, the whole city. The whole place need to be wiped out. It doesn't have a legal status as being an idolatrous city. It's just individuals that are performing acts of idolatry, and they need to be judged as individuals. So where we are dealing with individuals, then you would need two witnesses and a warning prior to their act of idolatry for them to be found guilty. And we say that there is a stringency in regards to the individual verdict and as opposed to the majority, where you have a whole city So therefore, the judgment is that well, let's start with a yochid, where we're dealing with an individual. So where we are dealing with with individuals, they get strangulation, and therefore their property does not. It can be saved and it can be passed on to the next of kin. But where you have a whole city, the whole place is considered idolatry. Nothing from a place of idolatry, nothing that is considered to be connected to idolatry can be saved. And therefore, if the place is considered a place of idolatry and the people are being executed because that whole city are considered a city of idolaters, then everything that they own, right? Everything that they own has to be also destroyed. So that's the end of that Mishnah, and we will continue on Sunday, please God, with the next of the Mishnahs. We are coming towards the end in another, just probably around a week, and then we will have completed another tractate. Fantastic. We're doing really, really well. So now we want to recite Psalm 23, as we do every day, a psalm that we're all familiar with, which King David composed in an expression of his faith in one of the darkest hours of his life. When he was on the run, his life was threatened, and therefore it is always an affirmation of our faith and our belief in God when we recite it, which in the current climate seems very appropriate. So we'll say it together. The Lord, hold on 1 minute, let me just put the banner up, otherwise I'll be in trouble. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So you can see across the bottom there, it's Psalm 23 on page 575 in the green Siddur. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He causes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even when I walk in the valley of darkness, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they give me comfort. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. And my only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. Okay, we continue now with the memorial prayer. We wish long life once again to all those that are either in their year and would be saying Kaddish, or alternatively, they have Yortzeit today. Each and every one of you, we wish you and your families long life. Es nishmas Leah bas Bible, Sivia bas Mordechai, Avram ben David, Slav ben Shlomo ben Yisrael Morris, Eliezer ben Shmuel Teret, Eliezer Shalom ben Avram Shmuel Beres, Sipara Fegela bas Reuven Baruch, Shalom ben Ali, Mato Basha bas David Edelson, Michal ben Shmuel Graba, Malka bas Chaim Shapiro, Aaron Moshe ben Zusul, from Rosh Hashanah bas Yaakov Yisrael, Jane bas Mordechai, Pesach Leib ben Chaim Tzvi, Chaim ben Yosef Shahu Leolamam, Began Aiden to him Menucha, Sam Lachim Balarachamim, Yati Rain Vesaisa Kanapov Leolamim, Vitzovas Chaim Sishmas Adonai Nachla Sam, Vianuchu Beshalom Mishkavam, Venomar, Amen. Long life to everyone. We now continue and conclude with a Refuah Shalema prayer, bearing in mind many people still unwell with coronavirus and other things, and therefore we will have them in our prayers when we recite the Refuah Shalema. Misha Berach Avosenu Avram Yisrael Yaakov Moshe Aaron David Shlomo Hu Yivarech Rapes Achenim Coronavirus Bavusha Anu Mispalim Bavuram Bizchazak Kadosh Baruch Hu Yimali Rachim Aleichem Lachmal Posam Bishlach Lem Refuah Shalema Neshmayim Lecholim Besosha Cho Yisrael Refuah Nefesh Refuah Guf Hashta Bagalav Bizman Kariv Venomar Amen. It was also today a very important day, friends. It is Yom Yerushalayim, the day when we celebrate the unification of Jerusalem. It's not just a capital, it means so much more to us. It is very much at the heart of everything that we are and everything that we do. And we'll be speaking about it later, just before we start Kabbalat Shabbat later on today. So wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom, keep safe, keep well, look after yourselves. And we look forward to seeing you, please God, on Sunday, if not before, on the Kabbalat Shabbat. Take care.